Right, what I want to do in this video is show you VoiceFlow AI agents. And I want to show you the difference between an agent and an automation. Now, what a lot of people will tell you with the difference between AI automations and agents is that in an agent, the agent controls the flow. That's actually wrong. What is actually going to happen is you are going to control the flow using prompts as opposed to drag and drop type systems like this. So this is a VoiceFlow chatbot that would basically get the order ID and order status from Shopify. So as you can see here, we basically go along, we ask for the client name, we save that to client name entity, we then ask for the order ID, we then have an API which is going into make.com, and then make.com would return the details to here, right? So we go in here, basically it will then maps it out and it comes across, right? Can you see that? Like, that is just a standard VoiceFlow chatbot, right? This is a huge e-commerce based one. This is basically way over the top, right? What I've basically done is created, this is the ultimate in e-commerce agent support, right? And what I've basically done is I've created a menu for the agent, and that agent there is going to send everyone to the relevant query, right? This I've actually deployed this numerous times. This will handle 85% of all e-commerce stores support requests. And what it's basically doing is we have an agent here, and the first agent is solely there like a menu agent and sits there and says, right, I'm now going to divert you to all of the different places. So let's just have a look at, we'll open up this agent, and I'm going to show you how you control the flow. Right, so what we have here, you are the main menu in a VoiceFlow chat. This is your prompt, okay? This is the instructions. This is a prompt, and it's quite an in-depth prompt. Your task is to assess which agent the customer should be directed to based on the type of inquiry. Once you assess what their problem is, you then send them down the correct path. So you can see that is the whole prompt. And what that prompt is doing is that is really just assessing who they are, what their problem is, and it will then send them to the correct agent. Now let's actually have a look at an agent that does something. What you have to understand about AI agents is AI agents control the flow via the prompt and will then integrate. There'll be two things that they will have: some type of memory. VoiceFlow has a memory, and they will use in VoiceFlow its functions. If you use a tool like nan.io, it's called tools. So you have this, everything is instead of having the flow like you could see on the screen before, you have everything within this one agent, but you control the flow by giving it instructions. So the flow is actually there, because I watch a lot of videos and people sit and say, well, in an agent, the agent controls the flow. No, the agent does not control the flow. You control the flow via the prompt. So as you can see here, you're a savvy VoiceFlow agent designed to assist customers and products when returning using the Shopify API. So the agent, instead of us having to integrate using make.com, the agent will actually integrate using functions. And you can, VoiceFlow has loads of functions already there, so you can just go and click on them. It's not an absolute real, you can, use them. It's not the biggest amount going. It's kind of a lot easier. You're really using make.com and putting in a make.com. I don't know if you can use, we've got make.com within there. I mean, I've just been using this really for standard Shopify based things. Like e-commerce stores love this agent. I mean, it will get rid of 85%. So what we can see here is the function. Say if you're used to using nan.io or another tool, functions are really just like the tool side. We then have the pass for failure, okay? And we decide, do we want access to the knowledge base? So this one, first of all, is for product returns. Yes, we do. And we've got the main service agent. The path for the main, that will take them back to the main. So when you look at that, it's then just got the LLM. Someone asked to go back to the main menu or back on the start, then it will then kick in and it will send them down that path. So here you have the whole prompt, and the prompt is basically going to sit there. Look, greetings and identification. So it basically sits there and says, first of all, this is for product returns. Ask the customer for their order ID to proceed, and then the process, and then return the process, right? So we then have verify the return eligibility. We can access the Shopify API. We don't have to do the call using a webhook. We can just sit there and say, use the Shopify API to check the order status and purchase date, confirm the product can be returned. It must be within 30 days of the purchase date, right? Do you kind of see how this is working? It's very, very easy because you're going through the prompt does it. You know what I mean? You don't have to hook it up. So provide assistance, ticket preparation with Zendesk. We've also, I don't have a subscription to Zendesk, but you always want like a number of fallovers in here. So you can sit there and say, if this isn't working out, go to Zendesk and create a ticket for the product return, or go back to the main service agent, which is the main menu. And you kind of see what I mean? And then it will handle it. So what we then have is we have what you want to have example dialogue agent. Thank you for contacting our support team. And then basically that's going to go through and deal with them. Actually, let's see if this works. I'm sure that's a number. Right, so as you can see, it just ran a check there, so we can go through and we can have a look at example dialogue, so you can see what the AI was done. It's also queried the knowledge base. Well, no, it hasn't done the knowledge base, actually. That's just the steps within there. Agent can, let me check the order details. Right, because with Shopify, you have the self-service, or is self-service not available? And it's getting all the relevant things there. But can you see how that has happened? So then we can then say, and then bang. So we have that fall over. Okay, thank you for contacting our support team. How can I assist you today? I can help you with the various inquiries such as, so it's listing everything down there. Do you kind of see what I mean? Right, so let's go through, because each of these agents is set up differently, obviously, because, so we have this is our main support agent. This is one of our fallbacks, and this basically just sends a ticket into Zendesk. So you've got the, that is basically sending into Zendesk, and we always have that because that's our human response if anything else screws up. I missed items. I've also got like quite a decent knowledge base in there, so it can rely on that. And all my knowledge base stuff is step by step. If you want anything of this, there should be a link around here, and I'll put a zip file with it all in. You're an AI agent for a Shopify store, and can you see I'm creating the control flow via the steps going down? Like, so when people sit there and say, well, the agent controls the flow, you know, in an AI agent, no, it doesn't. You control the flow with the prompts. Do you see what I mean? Agent, and then you then have an example at the bottom, and this is for missed items. So let's run this one. These are the most common that if you do these are the ones that are always used on Shopify. Right, so it's now pulled up the order. It won't just give them the order just with an order ID or you have to give it order ID, name and email. So people can't go in and get people's things. So it just did a check there. Thank you, David. We've retrieved your order details. There you go. So that's got a missing item. That will then go through and actually create a missing item ticket if there's something in there. So you can see from the prompt within here, check for missing items. And then if there is a missing item, it will prepare a support ticket again using the Zendesk. So we've got Zendesk within there. So we've then got promo code checkers. And that will just run. There's the whole prompt in there for the promo codes if promo codes aren't working, and what that does is it checks, is the discount card is the discount coupon valid, is it valid on that product, whatever. And all of these, right, product quality, so that will handle product quality and returns. This is order modification. So say somebody wants to submit modify their product, that will then do that. That sends to Zendesk for the order modification. This is a subscription cancellation if they've got a subscription product within there. And that, again, what that does, it's going to get the customer and it's going to get the order by ID. It will then cancel the subscription. Security and fraud, very important agents. This is going to go through and it will run fraud checks on there. You've got account admin for account logging in if they've got their issues. Again, can you see the prompts in here are massive? Like, honestly, these take ages to write. I often wonder if it's like, the thing is, I mean, if you can do prompts, it's kind of cool. Then it's got exchange requests and address check. Let's actually just do one. We'll start. But agents are from the top here. All you then do is bring an agent in here. We could then do create new agent. And you then write the prompt in there for the instructions. You have the function, you have the path, and do you allow it to access the knowledge base? And you do it all via that. You then have the settings for which AI model you're going to use, max tokens, etc. And okay, so let's just get rid of that. But I created quite a decent knowledge base. This is knowledge base here. I always put everything into folders for the knowledge base. We've got account admin, then there's an account admin doc, which is step-by-step instructions on how you do it. So yeah, these are AI agents, and this is how you get it to work. These are finished agents. And then, yeah, if you want this, check around and there should be a download link so that you can get it. But yeah, AI agents, very impressed with them. I hope you like this one. Thanks.